on the Weather Channel.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here at the Weather Channel. 5:30 on New Year's Eve. A lot of folks going out tonight and trying to look out for you. Looks like a lot of fog in the southeast, you know, celebrate New Year's Eve and then have to drive home. And some pretty dense fog is going to be building in throughout maybe the eastern half of the country.
That's right. That has been the case for the last several mornings. So we want you to be careful because tonight may be a similar scenario. Talk about the fog. We've had above normal temperatures, too, across most of the country. Temperatures were running some 10, 15, 20, 25 degrees above normal across at least, let's see, 4/5 of the country. We had below normal temperatures now right here, North and South Dakota and western North Dakota, but everywhere else temperatures were average or above the average. 50 degrees yesterday for the high in Omaha, Nebraska. Now you know that's warm. It is the last day of December, or the last day of, December, as we start off 97 tomorrow. So we're deep in the heart of winter with temperatures like this, widespread 70s and 60s across most of the southern plains here. 56 yesterday in Denver. It'll be warmer today in Denver and even warmer tomorrow in the Mile High City. So very, very mild over the lower 48. So you ask, why has it been so warm? Well, it's been a wild weather pattern as we've had a jet stream that has taken on a zonal pattern, a strong zonal jet. And when we say zonal, we mean pretty much taking the configuration of a straight line as it develops basically west to east, and that has kept the coldest of air to the north of the jet stream, which keeps it here in Canada, and then the warmer air to the south. But also on the heels of that very powerful zonal jet, we've had one system after another coming into the Pacific Northwest. Now that has really created some problems for Washington State, Oregon, and Northern California. We'll talk more about this in a moment. Let's get back to the warm air. Even this morning as we wake up, we have 50s and 60s across the southeast. 62 in Atlanta, 59 right now. Nashville, 53 in Oklahoma City. Dallas, you're checking in with 56 degrees early this Tuesday morning. It's only 4:30 Central Time, and temperatures already in the mid-50s. 31 in Chicago, 15 in Minneapolis. So we still have taste of winter here, and actually it's really cooling down across northern New England. Boston this hour, only 20 degrees, and we're forecasting a high today of only 30, so it will not be nearly as warm today as what we saw yesterday, as an Arctic cold front has basically pushed through and has allowed high pressure to build in. And basically, this is the front that kind of moved through yesterday, kind of a backdoor cold front, and that has allowed some of that colder air in eastern Canada to work its way in. We've had some light snow, too, across the northern Great Lakes. Believe it or not, yesterday at the National Weather Service in Duluth, Minnesota, we saw as much as 10 inches of snow. So it was a little burst, but some areas picked up some significant amounts, like the arrowhead of Minnesota. Notice to the south now we have the widespread fog. As Marshall and I mentioned, we've had fog for the last several mornings over the southeast because of the warm and humid air mass that encompasses most of the region. And again this morning we wake up to problems with poor visibilities due to the fog. Interstate 10, Interstate 20 will give you some problems, so please be careful. We've had reports that visibilities are down to 0 in Memphis this morning and even back toward El Dorado, Arkansas. There you see the green on the map out west as we have widespread rain, and things will get worse before they get better out west as another storm comes in. Let's zoom in on the snow this morning as it's sliding off to the east now, moving away from the lower peninsula of Michigan, but it's moving east. So that means it may eventually move into New York State and Pennsylvania. Now we have the forecast today for Boston and New York, and as this little disturbance slides off to the east, it may bring some snow to the Boston area today. An afternoon high of only 24 degrees today, so very, very chilly in Beantown, and 3 to 4 inches of snow possible in the area. Snow showers in New York, we're forecasting a high of only 35, so a lot cooler today across the big cities in the northeast. Again, to the south, the fog has been widespread. We've had some rain showers here and there mixed in with the fog. It's been a little bit more pronounced here along the upper coast of Texas near Galveston and Houston. Maybe a little thunder with this, so you want to be careful. If you're getting an early start this Tuesday morning, the upper coast of Texas may be slick and slippery, and again, fog is widespread over the southeast. Out west, we find the clouds just about everywhere. Rain for the most part here. Northern California coming into the Columbia Gorge here along the coast of Washington and Oregon, and there's more to come as we have yet another system out here in the Pacific, and you can see all of this moisture along the subtropical jet stream, and all of this will be coming into the west as we go through time, and that's going to create some problems. We have marine warnings along the coast now, Washington, even the southern coast of Oregon, as we are anticipating winds in excess of 30, 40, even up to 70 and 75 miles an hour. So another wet day for the Pacific Northwest. And with more details on that system and your forecast, here's Marshall.
Thanks, Viv. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be another wet day for the Northwest. Looks like another couple of days of wet weather. We could also see some winds out here later today in the approach of that new storm, gusting to better than 100 miles an hour. So not a pretty sight in the west at all, that's for sure. Cold air oozing southward in the northeast, and disturbance that'll work its way through means snow. Boston, New York may start out as sleet. Right now temperatures hovering around 32 to 34 degrees, but it's very dry air. So as this moves on through and we see some of that precipitation develop, it'll quickly turn to snow, and possibility for 1 to 3 inches accumulating down through New York and Newark, New Jersey, for example, and then across the Adirondacks and most of Massachusetts out through Boston, possibility for 3 to 6 inches of snow. It'll get cooler. Temperatures will be in the 20s in the interior sections. Right along the coast, temperatures are hovering in the low 30s. To the south of the Chesapeake Bay, we're going to get temperatures in the 50s and 60s, but fog, low clouds are going to be the problem once again. Drizzle, light scattered rain showers. Down near the Gulf Coast is where we expect the heavier amounts of rain. Some of these will be in thunderstorms. There are some storms right now around Houston, Texas, for example, and if you're flying to Dallas, expect some delays today because of that fog that's built in. 70s down near the Gulf Coast, but again, it's going to be that gray cloudiness. Going to see some sun peek through on occasion. That's what happened in Jacksonville yesterday, but for the most part, the majority of the day is still going to be foggy. Down in southern Florida, Temperatures will be in the 80s again. Could see a little bit of icy setup up in North Dakota as we get this moisture overrunning the colder air at the surface, that Pacific maritime air that's moving across the country. That's what has warmed the temperatures in Montana, for example, into the 40s, as the Arctic air is situated just over northern Minnesota right now. And temperatures in the 40s in Montana. That's creating snowmelt problems. As you know, roofs have collapsed on many buildings out there. It's not a good situation. Down to the south, it remains warm. A little wedge of cold air works its way into Atlanta later this afternoon. The colder air is in northern New England right through the end of the week. Down to the south, warm air. And it doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon. Right through the weekend, it remains warm. But storm after storm will lash the Pacific Northwest.
Got you covered. Let's go live this morning to Sky 6, the Platte Bridge. Cloudy skies in the Delaware Valley, and you may see a little drizzle. In fact, no, it's just the lights reflecting. Okay, let's check some numbers. Blackbird, Delaware, 42 degrees in Salfordville, Montgomery County, a chilly 35 degrees, 36 in Westtown, Chester County, Hainesport, New Jersey, at 42 degrees. Going to be a chilly day in the Delaware Valley today, with temperatures holding about steady or going up a degree or two. So the kids are going to want the coats on, and maybe even the mittens. Sort of a chill in the air. Little drizzle, could be some frozen drizzle, maybe a flurry or two, especially north of Philadelphia. That would be later on today. Yesterday was 50 degrees. Today, a little closer to normal, 42 degrees, the high temperature. Rick? 42, and look for the possibility of some drizzle and maybe some flurries, especially north of the city. Down the shore today, mostly cloudy day, and could pick up a shower or two there, 42 degrees. And in the mountains, cloudy with light snow possible, just enough to coat the ground in the Poconos, looks like, and cold up there, 28 degrees. Well, on this last day of 1996, we thought we'd take a look at what made weather history for the year. And no surprise, the biggest weather story of the year was the blizzard of '96, nearly a year ago. The massive snowstorm last January dumped more than 30 inches of snow on the Delaware Valley. It is the most we have ever had in one day. 1996 goes down in weather history as the wettest year Philadelphia has ever had. We've had 56.46 inches of rain this year. That does not count the snow, by the way. The old record, 55.28 inches, and that was an old record. Went back to 1873, so this one could be around for a while. One more record to report. We just have to be glad this one did not happen here. On this date, in 1978, Moscow set a record low of 49 degrees below zero.
Wow.
I think our record here is like 11 below in February.
Peanuts. February what?
I don't remember.
Well, then why say it if you just, you know.
It was February.
It was
We'll get our
February.
crack research team finding out.
John?
1996, Dave Frankel is back with a check of the accurate forecast. Good morning again, Dave.
Good morning again. May go on a little messy note at times today. Let's show you what's happening outside right now. We have cloudy skies at the airport and officially 38 degrees. Going to stay cloudy today, and we do have the possibility of some drizzle, maybe some flurries, maybe even a little icy spot here or there during the day. The high temperature, 42 degrees today. It's going to get colder tonight for New Year's Eve. We'll have the New Year's Eve forecast, the New Year's Day forecast, including the parade, coming up in a few minutes.
All right, David. That's nothing.
That was just aimed just at me.
Just a bald joke.
Just
for
a-
the
No
heck of it.
comment.
Just the 1996.
No comment.
bald
Okay,
joke.
couldn't let the year go out without a couple more of those. All right, we have, what do we have? We have some showers around today. In fact, we have some showers around right now. Take a look at Action Radar, and you will see that there are some showers now in South Jersey. Pomona reporting some light rain, and some flurries in the northwestern part of Pennsylvania. We'll go back 6 hours to about midnight and show you how this system, the one going by to the south, you can see it in Virginia there, in West Virginia, that's skating by, but blossoming just a little bit, and that's why it's clipping parts of South Jersey. And then the one coming out of the Great Lakes is expanding as it comes, and that's why we have the possibility of a little more drizzle later on this afternoon, or some flurries, especially north of Philadelphia. So that's the combination that we are watching today. The good news is that that should all clear out and high pressure should build in for New Year's Eve tonight. We should have dry roads, which is of course always good. Drive safely, be careful, and then tomorrow, Mummers Parade and all activities and whatever else you're going to be doing should be dry. Just going to be cold. Bundle up. Now, let's go out west and look once again at some more of the damage and the destruction. Take a look at this. Like 20 feet high. That's how, look at this. The snowbanks there along the highways, how they've drifted, they're like 20 feet high. You can see they just about cover the plows there and the front end loaders and the tractor trailers all on the sides of the road and the tunnel entrances and everything. I mean, it has just been awful. and it continues out there today. We'll show you more of those pictures later on. That was out near Oregon yesterday, in Oregon. Let's check the call from AccuWeather today. Well, 1996 goes out with kind of a whimper. The only thing is we could get some icy conditions later on. We're going to be on the edge for that, so we'll have to watch that one, especially in parts of the morning, and then again this afternoon for evening rush hour, although I think it'll be a lighter rush hour than usual. 50 yesterday, 42 for the high temperature today. We're going to go live to the Melrose Diner this morning. When it's damp and dreary outside, go inside and order breakfast. That's the thing to do. Let's check the numbers. 39 degrees right now at the airport, 79% the relative humidity, barometer 30.12 and falling, northeast at 9, ocean 45. Here at the station we have 39 degrees, 39 officially at the airport. The exclusive AccuWeather 5-day forecast, cloudy with a possibility of some drizzle, a couple of flurries, maybe even a little frozen precipitation, some sleet or freezing rain later. 42, 22 the low, brisk colder clearing out, partly sunny for New Year's Day, 36 degrees, 48 on Thursday with a few showers around, and 54 degrees, a mild day Friday but a shower possible, and the clouds hang around on Saturday, mostly cloudy, shower possible again, and a high of 50 degrees in 97.
The Melrose has the best muffins.
They're the best everything.
Yes. You're right about that.
Their cookies are very good too. And I can
We're across the nation's heartland, but as we head towards the northeast, a skiff of snow has been streaking towards the east. And look at that, more wet weather again plaguing much of you folks across the west. As we zoom in closer,
Information you can plan on, because now we show it on the 8th